You're not laughing
Never
now.
started.
Right, this is the town where Sir Thomas More was held for refusing to accept King Henry VIII as the supreme head of the church in England. At the same time, and for the very same reason, his really good friend John Fisher, who was the Bishop of Rochester, was held in the upper chamber. Both men were to suffer terribly for about 15 months, but could not be persuaded to abandon their beliefs. Were finally led out of these chambers through the gates and up the hill, where they were publicly beheaded as traitors in 1535. Exactly 400 years later, both men were made saints in the Roman Catholic Church. Now, another man to spend a bit of time here was a man called James Scott. He was the Duke of Monmouth, and he was the eldest of up to 17 illegitimate children of King Charles II. After the death of his father in 1685, this incredibly handsome and popular young man was persuaded to stake his claim to the throne, because his uncle, King James II, was a very unpopular Catholic king. To press home his claim, James Scott landed in the west country of England and marched inland, gathering popular Protestant support for what has become known as the Monmouth or Pitchfork Rebellion. That rebellion was crushed at the Battle of Sedgemoor on the 6th of July 1685, but James Scott evaded capture by fleeing the battlefield. He hid in towns and villages for a few days, but was quickly caught and brought here to the Tower. There was no need for trial, as he was condemned to death in his absence. 3 days later, he was led out of here, through those gates and up the hill, but this time, instead of being pelted with fruit and vegetables like everybody else, all the ladies came and they threw flowers in his path as he walked up in silence. That's how incredibly handsome and popular he was. He looked like me. An inflatable version of William Shatner. One for you Canadians. When he got to the top, he was met by the executioner, a man called Jack Ketch. I call him an executioner, but actually he was a part-time executioner. He was a local butcher and a full-time drinker. This combination led to one of the most botched, bloody and brutal executions in English history. But Jack Ketch was not only drunk that day, he even managed to bring the wrong type of axe to the execution. He famously took 8 strokes. Even then, the head remained stubbornly attached to the body. So Ketch improvised. He went down on his drunken knees, he pulled out his butcher's knife, and to the stunned silence of the lovely ladies, he proceeded to saw through the remaining stubborn sinew, tendon, gristle, skin, and bones. Sweet dreams, kids. Hashtag bad grandpa. Hashtag wish we gone to Disney. Strangely, the head and the body were returned to the Tower and sewn back together before burial. We've absolutely no idea why. Of course, when James Scott was brought here, he came through Traitor's Gate, which is our next destination. Let's go.